Hello everyone. In this episode of Digital Photography Lessons for Beginners, lesson number 6, we're going to talk about how you should use the aperture priority mode and the shutter priority mode instead of manual or automatic. I'm going to tell you why you should use them and can use them, and how to set the settings on your camera. But before that, I'd like to remind you that this is my 6th day in my YouTube challenge where I'm posting 21 episodes in 21 days in a row. I need your support. Hit the like button, subscribe, and activate the notification bell. This is Iyad from Zero to Hero Photography, and let's get started. Many people get overwhelmed with the settings when they want to shoot on manual. Finding the right balance between the exposure triangle, which are aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, can be overwhelming sometimes, and people fear to move from automatic mode to manual mode. The camera helps you to move slowly to the manual mode by setting or using the aperture priority mode or the shutter priority mode. In these modes, they are semi-automatic, where you set one of these components and the camera will set the other one for you. In all of them, the ISO will be set by you at the beginning. We're going to talk about it in a bit. But let's start with the first one, aperture priority mode. Aperture priority mode is abbreviated by AV or A, depends on the camera. Different camera brands have different abbreviations, but they have almost the same function. In the aperture priority mode, from its name, you control the aperture of the camera, the opening of the lens. And while you set the aperture, the camera will find the right shutter speed for your shot. So you don't have to worry about the shutter speed. Let's take it one step back. You want to take a shot of someone standing in front of you. First of all, you choose the ISO. As we said before, in the daytime, set the ISO to 100 or 200 because we have enough light from outside. And then set the aperture when you are on aperture priority mode. Set the aperture, which is the opening of the lens. If you're shooting a person, it's always nice to have depth of field and blur the background. In this case, you need to open the lens as big as possible, which means low aperture number. You can go to f-stop 4 if you have a lens kit, but you need to step a little bit closer to the subject in order to blur the background a little bit more. Or maybe you can go below the f4 stops if you're using a prime lens. For example, I have my 50mm prime lens, which goes down to 1.8 f-stops. The lower you go, the more blurred the background will be. And now you have a nice composition of your shot, but as for the shutter speed, the camera will set it for you. No need to worry about the shutter speed. Just set the aperture and the camera will fix the shutter speed for your shot. The second mode is the shutter speed priority mode. In this one, you set the shutter speed at the speed that you want, and the camera will fix the aperture accordingly. So you don't need to worry about it. First of all, set the ISO as we said before. If you're using it in daytime, use it up to 100 or 200. And if it's a nighttime, you need to increase it up to 800 or maybe more depending on the camera. We'll talk about it in details in future videos. But now we finished the ISO in all of the shots, and we are on shutter speed priority mode, which is abbreviated by S in some cameras, or TV. We now want to take a picture, for example, of a dog running. You set the shutter speed at the speed that you want, as fast as you want it, and the camera will fix the aperture to give you enough brightness for the photo. In this case, as we said, if the dog is running towards you, maybe you set the shutter speed at 320, 400, or maybe 500. You can go up to 4000, but the photo will be dark, so try to go as minimum as possible to give the camera enough light into the camera. But at the same time, you need to find the right speed that captures the moment of your subject. Once you master it or practice a little bit, you will be able to find the right shutter speed quickly. And then the camera will fix the aperture priority mode, the camera will fix the aperture for you, giving you enough light for that subject. These two modes are useful. As beginners, we should try using them more than the automatic mode, because we will get better understanding of the settings of the camera. the same time, they can be handy. For example, for professional photographers who cover events usually use the aperture priority mode because they're running around, they don't have time to fix the aperture, the three components every time they want to take a shot. They're moving fast, they find nice shots, they need to capture it quickly. So from the beginning of the event, they set the ISO, and then on using the aperture priority mode, they only need to fix the aperture whenever they see someone. The shutter speed will be set by the camera. This helps them if they're moving from indoors, outdoors, or from room to room where the light at ambience is different. As for the shutter priority mode, some people, especially sports photographers, use it because if they have movement, for example, in a football field, and they want to capture some movement, they set the shutter priority mode, and fix the speed that they want on the camera. And the camera will set the right aperture for that shot. It will help them move fast, and it will help you as well. Take a look, try it, and test it outside with your friends or outside on moving objects, and see how you can play around. The more you practice, the better you become and faster you become. I hope you liked the tip for today, and hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to my channel, and don't forget the notification bell. This is my 6th day in my YouTube challenge, and I need your support by watching my videos and cheer for me until the end of the challenge. This is Iyad from Zero to Hero Photography, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.